Hi guys, welcome to my channel Journey with B, that's me. Here we'll talk about life and world explorations and inspirations. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So today we are going to talk about somewhere that I've traveled to a while back, and it's going to be somewhere that you'll never guess because it's not on everyone's top of their travel list to visit. I'm talking about none other than going to Panama. Yes, I said Panama. If you've been to Panama, please let me know below in the comments. Let me know what your experiences were. So for those who don't know, Panama is located in Central America. It's right at the end that connects Central America to South America. When I went to Panama, I went with a group of friends, and it was the first and only trip that I've been on that I booked everything through a travel agency, which was fine. I think I went there on American Airlines. We stayed in Panama City, which is a pretty developed city. The mall was right next door. Everything was in walking distance to each other. So the hotel was great. There was a pool and a bar on the rooftop. It was good. The language that they speak in Panama is Spanish, and at the time I spoke, wrote, and could hear and understand and comprehend Spanish fluently to some degree, not super fluent, but to some degree. And language is one of those things where if you don't use it, you will lose it. Trust me. Because ask me now to write a full sentence in Spanish, and I probably cannot do it. But when I go to countries that their main language is not English, I try my best to communicate at least a little bit in the language there. But one of the things I do like to do before I go anywhere that speaks a different language, I do like to get a full list of basic conversational words. So at least at the very minimum, I can communicate and say hi, bye, can I have my change? How do I get here? So on and so forth. I did have all my money changed prior to going there. Sometimes I like to do that. Sometimes I'll change it when I get to my destination. I went there in April, I believe, which was around Easter time at the time. And in Panama, Easter is actually a week-long celebration. And on Friday, Good Friday, they have a procession or a parade where they have floats and persons in their cultural garments, and they're dancing in the streets, and there's food and there's music. It is actually a sight to behold, seeing their parade on Good Friday. One of my other highlights in going to Panama was actually seeing the Panama Canal, the famous Panama Canal, and actually seeing how it operates. The Panama Canal is located right in the middle between the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, and it's the only piece that connects both oceans, and it's used heavily by cargo ships to get from one side to the other. So one thing to note is both oceans are not at the same elevation. So the fun part about the Panama Canal, and I like to see how mechanics and things work, the canal, when you go to visit it, is actually pretty dry. So imagine having a swatch of land a certain length and there's no water in it, but it's in the ocean. When a ship is coming in, one side opens up, the ship comes in, it closes up, it fills with water and raises the ship up, opens the other side, and then the ship leaves. Pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed seeing that. One of the other things me and my friends did to explore culture, not just to walk around and buy local food and interact with local vendors, but we went to a folkloric show and dinner, and this is where persons from Panama dress up in their native and cultural clothing. Ladies and gentlemen dress up and they perform a show. They do dances while you're eating, and it was really good. Experiencing new cultures for me is always a blessing. I'm always excited just to see how other persons across the world live. Food is pretty the same as all other Spanish countries in the region. You have your tamales, you have your tostones, you have your empanadas, your ceviche, and your cocadas, which is a coconut cookie, which is really, really, really good. I do love to try cultural foods wherever I go. I think food makes the culture. Of course, you stay within what you eat, but there's different things you can try, whether it's fruits, vegetables, or just the dish itself. It varies from country to country, and I pride myself in trying those things every time I go to a new country. Panama is considered or is ranked one of the safest countries in Central America. So if you're wondering about going there, I always look into that too. Like, what's the crime rate? How's that going? Just like anywhere else, you have to be careful and cognizant of where you're traveling and what you're doing. But it is pretty safe to go there. It is a extremely laid back city, and though it doesn't have much to offer in terms of a lot of cultural sites or a lot of tourist destinations, but it definitely is a good place to relax for a couple of days. From having a nearby beach, from visiting a rainforest, enjoying just the amenities that a big city has to offer. And of course, you have the infamous Panama Canal that you can visit. So I definitely had a wonderful experience there, and I liked it so much I actually went back to Panama a second time. So if you have been to Panama and you have an experience to share, definitely let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your experience in Panama, and maybe I'll go back a third time, who knows. If you liked this video, go ahead and press that like button, right? Comment down below and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, keep your head up and live life creatively and simply, because that is the core to having eternal joy. See ya.